Question number 4, A, is factor to write an equivalent expression. So we are going to look at these two terms here, which are negative 9x and 15y. Between these two terms, they have the greatest common factor of 3. Now I'm going to write out the factors of 9 and 15 so you can see. For 9, it'll be 1, 3, and 9. And for 15, we have 1, 3, 5, and 15. So we see that the greatest common factor, the largest number that I can take out from both terms is 3. So if I take out the 3, what I have remaining from the negative 9x is negative 3x, because a 3 times a negative 3x gives me a negative 9x. You can also think of it as division. So if I take negative 9x and I divided it by 3, I get negative 3x left over, which is what's inside the parentheses. And if I take the 15y and I divided that by 3, I end up getting 5y. And that's going to go into my parentheses as adding that 5y. So there we have it. This is our factored form of this equivalent expression. You can also, I'm going to write the or here, take out a negative 3. So this is also equivalent to the expression that we just wrote. And if we factor that negative 3, I'll write it over here, negative 9x divided by a negative 3. That gives us 3x in parentheses. Because we know also, if we check, that negative 3 times 3x is negative 9x. And if we take the 15y and divide that by a negative 3, we end up getting a negative 5y. So I'm going to write minus 5y, and we know that that's the same thing as adding a negative 5y. So this is also equivalent. Lastly, for question number 4, we have a part B. It says expand to write an equivalent expression. We've been doing a lot of expansion of using the distributive property. So we'll take the negative 5 and we multiply that by a 7m. We get a negative 35m. And then negative 5 times a negative 2 is positive 10. Just a note here again, we do see minus 2, but this is the same thing as adding that negative 2. So whenever you see minus 2, think of it as a negative 2 because we're really adding a negative 2. So again, 5 times a negative 2 is positive 10. That's our final answer. Negative 35m plus 10